A few weeks ago, I talked about the Maono PM500 XLR microphone, and I was really blown away by the quality of that microphone. But I really love the multifunctionality of the Shure MV7. Well, after that video, Maono reached out to me and told me that they do indeed have a competitor to the MV7 and asked if I wanted to take a look at it. Yeah, I do. So today we're looking at the Maono PD400x, which is a multifunctional USB XLR microphone that's aimed at podcasters and other types of content creators. It is compatible with Windows, Mac OS, Android, iOS, basically anything you can plug it into, it's compatible with. It retails for $169.99, but I often see it on sale for 20 bucks off. So whether you're on Amazon or Maono's own website, I usually see it going for $149.99. It comes attached to a 2-axis arm that has both 3/8 and 5/8 threaded adapters, which basically means you can attach this to any microphone stand out there. And should you not have one of those, it comes with a really sturdy plate, so it can live right on your desk. And also in the box, you'll find a USB-C to USB-A/C cable, as well as an XLR cable. It has a tap to mute button, which is bright and easily accessible, as well as a multi-function knob that controls microphone gain, headphone volume, and your mix. On the microphone, you'll find both your USB and XLR output, your headphone output, as well as a button that allows you to control the EQ settings that are baked right into the microphone. It also comes with a foam wind cover that fits well and looks really great on the microphone. The build quality here is really solid. The microphone's all metal, the attached arm is all metal. It allows for 2 points of articulation, opposed to most microphones tilt only. And the tilt movement is really smooth. It stays in place without you having to mess around with it. I've mentioned the Shure MV7 a few times, so I'm going to be making quite a few direct comparisons to that microphone. And we'll get to sound tests in a minute, but I wanted to take a moment to speak on my personal use of the microphone and why I love it so much. For a long time now, I've used a pair of headphones at my workstation as opposed to some kind of a gaming headset with a microphone. And I used to record podcasts pretty regularly, so I needed some kind of decent microphone at my desk pretty much at all times, which usually took the form of some kind of decent XLR microphone attached to a rotating arm that I could move in and out of the way when I needed to use it. The standard streaming setup. And the most recent microphone I've been using is the Shure MV7, which has both XLR and USB output. Shure is well known for their SM7B, which is an industry standard microphone. If you've ever watched any kind of stream, you've seen it. And the MV7 is basically the little brother to that microphone. But then I discovered if I were to use the USB output, I could then use the 3.5mm out to connect directly to my camera and get the same high quality audio that I was used to getting on my PC directly on my camera. Now, there are plenty of different ways to achieve this. They have XLR interfaces designed specifically for cameras. They have microphones that directly connect via the 3.5mm input on the camera. And all of those are great, but this allowed me to use my existing setup to get great audio into my camera. And most importantly, it didn't require me to buy any additional equipment. I'm not monetized on YouTube. I don't make big bucks. Which reminds me, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. It would help me out so much. Thank you. And I'm not alone. So many people these days are trying their hand at content creation. As more and more people get into content creation, 2 things are going to happen. 1, more and more people are going to be learning about this equipment for the first time. And 2, the use cases for this equipment is going to expand. So having a microphone that offers amazing audio quality and offers multiple outputs has been really amazing for me, and I have a feeling a lot of budding creators would benefit from it as well. All those features are great, but all the functionality in the world isn't going to save you if the microphone sounds like junk. Well, it doesn't. Spoiler alert. It sounds great, but let's take a listen. So this is the Maono PD400x directly connected to my PC using the USB-C cable. And for sanity's sake, I'm only going to be doing the test today using the flat EQ setting. If there's a request to go through the other EQ settings as well as some other different functions, I might take a look at that in another video. But I love just how crisp and clear the audio comes through. There's a low noise floor, so there isn't as much lower distortion. And here's some background noise, just in case you're a streamer and you might want to know what that sounds like. So this is me typing on some Gateron ink blacks. It's not a particularly loud keyboard, but it isn't the quietest out there either. So now we're connected directly to my camera via the 3.5mm out that's on the microphone itself. And the microphone itself is still being powered by USB connected to the PC. And it sounds just as good as when taking the separate audio recording and syncing it in post, which anyone can tell you can be kind of a pain. And this is thanks in part to the EQ that is on board, as well as the additional EQ in the software that's all being applied to the sound that is exiting the microphone. This is great for those that want to just be able to plug their stuff in and go. And while I do think it is worthwhile to learn how to properly EQ your vocals, this is a great stepping off point for those that are just getting into content creation. And we're going to do a little background noise check here. Again, this is some Gateron inks. Not a particularly loud board, but it's a mechanical keyboard, so it's not that quiet either. I'm thrilled to have a microphone back on my desk that allows me to connect to my camera with minimal interruption and no configurations needed. Personally, I'm going to be using the Maono PD400x for the foreseeable future. It sounds great. It has a really easy setup. I can use it in my multiple setups without having to move or disconnect anything. The quality is amazing. It has that classic broadcaster microphone look that I really like, and it doesn't require additional gear like an audio interface the way an XLR microphone would. I do have one little nitpicky kind of issue that I have with not just the PD400x, but also the Shure MV7 as well. Both the PD400x and the Shure MV7 have the USB and XLR connections on the back of the microphone, which causes them to stick out of the back. Now, with XLR, this isn't much of an issue as XLR connectors are pretty sturdy, but micro USB and even USB-C to a certain extent can really get damaged really easy if you're moving your microphone around. Now, this is what happened with my Shure MV7, which caused the USB port to basically just snap right off. And while USB-C can be a little bit stronger, it probably won't survive a direct blow. What I would absolutely love to see in these kinds of microphones moving forward are the output connectors mounted to the base of the microphone stand as opposed to the microphone itself. You can actually see it on the Shure SM7B where there's a little wire that goes from the microphone up to the top of the base, and that's where you plug your XLR in. I think this design is a really, really great way to sort of sidestep any potential damage. But other than that, the PD400X is quite literally, in a word, perfect. If you're an up-and-coming streamer or content creator and you want a really, really great microphone without the hassle of XLR and audio interfaces and that sort of thing, the PD400X is an amazing option. It packs a serious punch and is well worth the money. One big, massive thank you to Maono for sending this out to me and basically saving my production workflow. Thank you to everybody watching. I'm constantly shocked at the amount of support my videos are starting to receive. I'm still hoping, I'm really trying to push to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you're not subscribed, please click the little button and leave a comment if you want. Leave a like. It would mean the world to me. Thanks, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.